Hello?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry.
Naresh, got disconnected.
Yeah. So, I was telling, once we get to know the piece of code, and from there we can come
No,
to
that's
know.
what I'm questioning. See, how will you get to know the piece of code?
So
See, your
when you get,
explanation resolved around. Yes, go ahead.
yeah. So when you run DBCC open run, or when you run DM underscore exec request, and where we get to know, in our case explicitly, we have a stored procedure. It's a customized stored procedure from DM underscore exec request sessions and requests. We have written our own stored procedure. So when you run that stored
Okay.
procedure, it's called USP underscore server blocks. When you run that stored procedure, it will give you all the details in one glance, like from which course, what all the sessions are
Correct.
running.
Yeah. Oh, one. Naresh, let's
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
So now, when you run the stored procedure, what are the details that you get?
Yeah, that's what. It will give you speed ID, and it will give you from host each speed is running, and also who is the owner, and also you'll get the code, like SQL text, SQL text.
Correct. For the query.
Associated with
Yeah,
the
for the
query.
query.
Yeah, query.
Is it all the queries?
Yeah, for each spread, and say for example,
I mean, what all queries are running against the SQL Server engine? Everything will come up there?
yes, each spread. For
Everything. I mean,
for each spread associated query. Yeah.
correct. Fine. So now from each of these spreads, what will you do once you get this result?
And from there we see what is the long running spread. So there will be a time also, time column, and we'll run that order by time DESC. With that we come to know the long running session. The long running session or long running piece of code. So from there we start looking into are there any indexes, and if there are any indexes, and what is the fragmentation levels on those tables. Okay. So we run DM underscore DB underscore index physical stats. So basically it will give us the fragmentation percentage for each index. If there is any index maintenance required, like the fragmentation is over 30%, we go for index rebuild. If it is between 10 to 30, we go for reorg. So then whatever.
So what is the difference between now? I mean, why can't you directly go for rebuild?
So rebuild is
Why do you want to go for reorg?
process. Basically, it will drop all the existing indexes and it will recreate the one. So that can help for Microsoft fragmentation. So the fragmentation is over 30%. We can go for rebuilding the indexes. So when you have a fragmentation between 10 to 30%, we can when you perform reorg, it will not drop the existing index, but it will just rearrange the pages in the index.
Correct. So, no, that's what I understand the point here.
Yeah.
So when you are doing the reorg, okay, will your tables be available then? I mean, can you still query the data?
Yes, online operation it is.
Okay, and what about the rebuild part?
Rebuild also online.
Okay, then I'm just saying, okay, I'm just saying, okay, again.
Yeah.
So let's say I answer the application and I come and tell you, hey boss, why do you want to reorg? Can you not do a rebuild? So how will you convince them? No. I would, as a DP, I would say this is this.
Yeah.
So Microsoft gives us recommendation. So there has to be some kind of, what do you call it? Some reason for that, right?
Yeah, I got it.
So what do you feel that is?
So maybe the index rebuild is expensive.
You're totally right, okay? I'm just trying to understand that. That's it.
Yeah, expensive part, like when you run index rebuild, it has to it will have a huge impact on our storage. Maybe that might be I'm thinking that could be the reason. Like it's a bulk operation, so it will record everything into the log file. It may lead to get our transaction log file full stop.
Okay. Fine. That's fine. Okay, so you said and one of the areas you said was deadlock, right?
Yeah.
So you said you'll run on some trace flags. What are trace flags?
1204, 1222.
You should be running, you should be turning on both of these, is it?
Yeah. So when you enable these two flags, and we get.
No, my question is any one not enough, or you should be turning on both of them?
When you enable 1204, it will give very basic information like the deadlock having been occurred. So when you enable 1222, it will give more granular information like the deadlock victim and deadlock process ID and the behind the statement, everything.
Okay. So what will you do? So you turn on the trace flags and then what will you
This
do?
is to trace basically. So deadlocks, we don't need to anything in the live system because so if you the SQL Server automatically takes care of resolving the deadlocks and once you see that some deadlock is occurring and by collecting the required information from trace or error log, so we can perform the root cause analysis. So why this deadlock has uh, occurring uncertain, and are there any whatever the stored procedures or processes are running behind that.
Okay. So Naresh, my question is precisely that. You said you will do the analysis.
Yeah.
You will do it or you will give it to someone senior in the team. How does it work?
Yeah, definitely my seniors will take care of RCA because
Okay. And you take interest in learning that?
yes, definitely.
Okay. Cool. And you said okay. You experience implementing SQL security objects, permissions. Okay. So what kind of security implementation do you think is ideal, like permissions and everything?
So permissions. So in our case, like we do have mixed mode authentication, and mostly we have Active Directory users and whoever wants a SQL access, and we get their domain account added to SQL admin list with appropriate roles assigned depending on their business requirement. That's the process we follow.
Okay. So you don't give them individual permissions, is it?
No,
I mean, you give them permissions only through roles?
We have a group like groups. So developers we have one group and administrators we have one group. So we just whoever the newcomers, so we just add that person to appropriate group so that he gets all the required permissions.
Correct. So that is the Windows level. You create a Windows group and then add it to SQL.
Yeah.
My point is, do you give individual permission to them or do you give permissions only through roles?
So individual SQL login site, you mean to say SQL level?
No. My question is the permission part. I understand the group and login that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So how do you give permission to them? Is it through roles or do you give permission? Let's say the grant execute on so-and-so procedure to this particular login.
Yeah.
They give that way or do you just assign the role?
We assign the roles and for exclusively if anybody wants to run profiles in production. So a developer comes to us and they just want to trade something in production and they'll ask us to give the permission to run a profiler. So the such cases which you grant all the trade permissions to the user, so you'll be able to perform that activity.
Okay.
We do follow both, yeah, things.
You said you've been part of migrations?
Yeah.
So, it's all, what kind of migration? In-place migration? Is it a parallel migration? How was it?
It's a parallel side-by-side migration.
Okay.
So from 2008 to 2012, recently I have involved. Yeah.
You also did from 2000 2005?
2000 to, I have done from 2008 after to 2012.
Okay, because you said 2000, 2005 and 2005 to 2008.
No, maybe I have written it.
Okay, so one more thing here. So where exactly is your office?
My office is in processing site.
The Hyderabad office, yeah.
In Chennai.
Okay. Now, Chennai, where exactly is that?
It's in DLF.
DLF, okay. Okay, so what are the maintenance tasks that you perform as part of, your maintenance plans? Or what is that you implement?
So we have a maintenance plan for index rebuild, like index maintenance and performing some cleanup activities and backup of system databases and also backup retention, and for all these things we have maintenance plan.
Okay, so can you give me a brief about all each of these tasks?
Yeah, so backup system databases, just one task to take full backup of all the system databases, and second thing
including 10 DB?
No, 10 DB you cannot take backup.
Okay.
And so cleanup activities, one is job history cleanup and maintenance plan history cleanup, and we do maintain retention of 4 weeks, and whatever the history we have older than 4 weeks automatically deleted. And the backup also same. We do maintain 4 weeks of backup, and we give the backup location. So and backup extension. Okay, by giving the backup location and the extension name, it will just go and delete all the backups older than 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Naresh, I didn't want you to kind of, just each step by step. I just wanted to understand, what you do as part of each, activity. Okay, so when you say backup, system databases, why exactly do you do that? I mean, why do you need a master model or, MSDB? MSDB, I understand, you'll have job history and stuff.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
The model is the template so model is correct. Sometimes we get, there is a chances like master and model databases are get corrupted. And when your master and model is corrupted also, your SQL Server will not work. So we need to rebuild master database. In case master is corrupted, we need to rebuild master database for that instance. When you rebuild master database, it's a kind of installing fresh master database with the same instance, in the same instance. So whatever the data we had before, like logins, link servers, everything, all the configuration, we lost all the configuration. So to get back those information back to the system, we should have a backup of our master database. So similarly, model also, it will have like so whenever
template database.
Right, template database.
Yeah. So next task. What is the next task?
Next task is index rebuild and index rearch, the index maintenance activities. So
you do both of them?
So we used to follow both of them about 6 months back, and we totally eliminated that index rebuild from maintenance plan. We have developed our own custom process. So there where we gather all the indexes and their and their fragmentations into one centralized table, and on top of that there will be another store procedure which will kick off, and it will scan through that table, and for whatever the index having over 30% index rebuild, and between 10 to 30% it will perform index TR, and rest all it will not perform any index operation. So we go with the regular maintenance plan irrespective of the fragmentation. So whatever the indexes we have in the databases, if you configure index rebuild for any particular database, it will go and rebuild all the indexes. So that's again because instead of that we have developed this custom process. So apart from that, cleanup activities like job history and maintenance plan history, and also backup retention.
Okay. So do you also put the update stats part?
Yeah, update statistics also. So one of the tasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think that is important, update statistics?
So on the day-to-day, so maybe today I'm creating a database and I have some data in my my tables, and so based on that we create index. When you create indexes, and based on the statistics on that particular table, when you have a multiple indexes on a particular table, depending on the statistics that we have in the table, so SQL Server come up with the execution plan. So if your statistics are not up to date, then the SQL Server may come up with bad plan, and that leads to our queries to become slower.
Okay.
Yes, to make.
So your index rebuild will not help here?
So index rebuild, when you have an index rebuild within index rebuild itself performs this update statistics also. When you perform index rebuild, you don't need to perform update statistics. In case of rearch, we need to have explicitly this update statistics.
Okay. So you mean to say when you update rebuild indexes, it will also update your
statistics. Right.
Both for columns as well as index.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is it? So installation.
Yeah.
You have also performed installation for 2000, 2005, 2008 R2?
Yes. 2000, no? 2005, 2008 R2.
Yes, you have to update your resume,
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So tell me, what are the things that you would touch base upon, when you install in 2008 R2 or, above versions?
Yeah.
So what are the areas, not the everything each and every one, but what are main areas that you would like to touch base upon?
Yeah, basically we follow a checklist where we gather all the information like whether it is a default or named instance, if it is a name, what is the name, and what are the features that we want to install, and along with that the service accounts required for each feature, and also the data directories, and what is the location of data files, user databases, and user log files, and the MDB way to put and backup location, and also ISA password that we consider, and also what are the sysadmin accounts that we need to add to SQL, SQL administration list. Yeah, these are all the things that we consider in standalone installation.
Okay. So you said service account. What exactly is that?
The service account is like the account with which whatever the SQL, whatever the service that we are installing, like when you are installing SQL server, and with which account your SQL service has to be executed. That we define in the service account along with the password. So with that, it's a non-expirable account. Yeah, so if you
Why can't I run it with the default account like my empty service system or network?
entry inbuilt account.
You change it manually, right?
Right.
See, by default, you'll have when you install, it will have it. You change it manually. Why do you do that?
So for better controlling purpose, maybe like when you create domain accounts. Do we need to check?
Okay. So next time you go back and ask them, why have you added this stuff? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you said you will take a look at the backup drives and everything, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but all the drives are involved. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you separate, put different database and separate? I mean, how does it work there? How do you separate files?
We basically put log files and for each database, we make sure that the data and log files are not together at the same time. So we maintain. Suppose I have a X and Y drive and I have a A and B databases. I'll put A database data file in X drive and log file in Y drive, and B database data file in Y drive and log file in X drive. So.
Oh, you mean each database will have different two set of drives?
No. So I'm just giving. We'll have.
Okay.
We have.
Fine, then you are going to separate it.
Right,
okay.
Separate it. Right.
So why is that?
So for better I/O purpose, that's what I heard from my seniors.
Yeah. Okay, I see you have been certified, right, for 2008?
Yeah.
R2?
Yes.
And I'm sure this gets covered?
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay. See, you have a very good knowledge on things, but few areas just cannot cover it up. Few small patches to cover up. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing. So what about a 10 DB what?
10 DB?
Hey, again, you kind of, see again, I'm just asking, there's no right answer, wrong answer here, okay? I'm just asking how you do it. Okay, so 10 DB, how do you put it? You put it on separate drive, you have its own drive, you combine it to the system databases, how does it work?
So we have a separate drive for 10 DB and we have multiple files for 10 DB. So we create secondary data, we create the data file count equal to our processor count.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. What is it?
Yeah, first of all, we have a separate drive for 10 DB and we maintain multiple files for 10 DB, like multiple NDF files.
Okay. Fine, man. Okay. Thank you so much, Naresh. I think that's pretty much it from my end. Okay. And you are in Chennai, right now?
Right.
Correct. And you can make yourself available for a face-to-face interview also?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let me just kind of circle back and we'll get back to you. Okay. Further. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Naresh. Have a good evening. Bye.